Hey, and welcome back to Ascension with V, where we talk about spirituality, ascension, and everything in between. I'm your host, Stashia Jeanette, aka V, and today I'm going to talk to you about whatever it is that God Source Universe wants me to speak on today. As always, I'll give the disclaimer. I can set out with an intention of what to speak on, but usually God Source Universe kind of comes through and hijacks the channeling, and we just end up going off on some other topic of choice. But I do want to talk about a thing of keeping the shadow self integrated with your light self, because it frequently, now again, I can only speak from experience or my experiences or things that I'm currently going through or experiencing. And this being one of them, where I have put myself in this thing of being too much in my light or being too much into my feminine and not integrating enough of my masculine and enough of my darkness or my shadow self into the mix. And an example of how this presents or can present or has been presenting in my life is being afraid of, not even really being afraid, but just erring on the side of caution of how I present myself or how I speak on things or what it is that I do or don't post, just because I'm trying to like keep the Libra scales balanced, so to speak, the scales of justice balanced, so to speak, and not just be out there throwing grenades into the air willy-nilly, carelessly. And I'm very cautious about the things that I say and the things that I do, but it has, in the past, recent past for me, has been something that's kind of like kept a lot of what it is that I'm creating or kept a lot of what it is that I have written or said or channeled or something of this nature kind of locked away and me not posting it because of this sort of kind of being too much in the light and not allowing my shadow side, my dark side, to have its role, to have its part. And we are one, and we have made this contract within one another to have that equal give and take, that equal role play in my everyday life. And that's so essential because, again, without it, you have this thing of where you're frequently trying to, like I said, not tip the scales. And that's fine. You should still obviously take in consideration what it is that you're putting out there, but not to the point of where it puts you in the freeze mode of everything that you do, because at the end of the day, not everything that you do is going to be liked by everybody. I mean, that's just point blank period what it is. No matter what it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're just giving away billions upon billions to charities, like somebody's going to be triggered by that. Somebody's going to be upset by that. Somebody's going to have something to say about that. And that's just what it is. And I think having that awareness of you're not for everybody and neither is your content, that is the part that having your equal parts balanced can be okay with, can kind of take that and say, all right, that's fine, but I'm still going to be me, and I'm still going to do what I came here to do, and I'm still going to post what it is that I've been intuitively led to post, or I'm still going to create whatever it is that I've been intuitively, divinely led and told to create. Without this thing of needing to feel like, I not post that because I don't want to rock the boat type thing. You can more easily step into that flow of being like, it is what it is. And that's something that I have been working more on with myself currently to integrate in to my everyday life, is allowing that unity and that harmonious flow with my dark and light, with my masculine and my feminine, because my example of being too much in the feminine is like, well, I'll just like I'm just surrendered, and everything that's meant for me will come to me. And pause, because there is, not everybody has the same gifts, and there are some of us who are just really good master manifestors and very much in tune with whatever it is that we need, right? Understand that I'm saying need. So being in that laxed, surrendered state is the ultimate sign of abundance, of worthiness, of frequency, of trust for the universe to then bring into you what it is that you need, right? Because you're not putting out this like conflicting signal of being like, well, like, am I worthy of that? Is that going to happen? Is it okay? Am I okay? Is it going to be okay? You're not having this like anxious energy blocking the signal between you and the divine. There's no like wires being crossed in the ordering process as if you're placing an order on Amazon. You just looked, you found what it is that you wanted, whatever you needed on Amazon, you placed the order, and then like that's it. The behind the scenes works takes care of it. Just same way on, when you're placing an order on Amazon, like you're not worried about the logistics of how it gets to you. It just gets to you. Usually after you hit the buy now button, it tells you whatever date it could be expected, and you go on about your day. Like you're not looking, trying to figure out, well, who's going to be handling it? Well, how long is shipping and handling going to take? Well, what are they doing with the shipping? What is shipping and handling? It's none of these like behind the scene questions that are going on in that process, much as being in that lack state when you know that you have this master manifesting, very clear connection to God source universe. It's like that. There's both parts here of it, if that's something that I've had to differentiate on, where my issue is knowing that I approach life with like the Amazon ordering process and they got jokes. Yeah, like too much. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why I've gotten to this point is because I've literally had nothing else to go off of except for my unwavering faith in God's source universe and the divine. Like through the most terrible shit in my life, the only thing that I could consistently count on was God's source universe coming through and providing for me and bringing me whatever it is that I needed when I needed it, as I needed it. And a lot of the times while I was going through my shit, I didn't even know what it was that I needed, right? So like, this is how surrendered I was because I had no choice. Like my back was up against the wall. They gave me the Kevin Hart thing. Like my back's against the wall. This is not a test. The bitch got the drop on us. Like help me. It's like this. This is very much how a large portion of my 32 years of life have been, where I have had to be in this like ultimate rapid surrender place and being okay, right, with not knowing how something is going to turn out, with not knowing whether or not I'm going to wake up the next morning, with not knowing, whether this plan, this project, this person, this place, whatever the case may be, is going to work out, or the logistics behind whatever it is that I want or need, how it's going to work out. And so I think that's something that I'm dealing with, and it's maybe other people have experienced this as well of, this is how I got to this point. I try to do the thing of introspection to be like, why am I the way that I am? How did I get to this point? Why is this something that's occurring within me? And this is how I got here, of being kind of too laxed or too surrendered in the process, like they like to say. This is how. And so I have been trying to incorporate more of my healed divine masculine energy and my balanced shadow energy, and to kind of balance out when I need to take intuitively, divinely guided actions, right? And so back in 2022, I was too much in my divine masculine energy. From 2020, during the pandemic, I was very much just in my masculine energy. I was doing a lot, like physically. And there's a thing where it's almost like I don't have, it's trying to like balance a light switch on the in-between mode, like in the middle. Me currently, what I'm doing is trying to keep the light switch in the middle, which is, it's hard, it's difficult. And I think anybody who listens to this should understand that as well. It is difficult to try to balance both your light and your dark, your masculine, your feminine, in that healed and balanced manner. But I think we all find that sweet spot, that's really where like the magic can begin. But my reflection on that was when I was too much in my masculine, I wasn't listening to when I needed to be paused, when I needed to be surrendered, when I needed to be waiting, when I needed to be, allowing things to flow like the waves of the ocean, to ebb and flow in and out, or to have that unwavering faith and not kind of care about the logistics of things. Right. That's not what I was doing. I was like, no, this is the plan and this is what we need to do. And this is what needs to be done. And this is how it's going to get done. And this is how it has to get done. Right. And I was trying to like micromanage the universe every step of the way with every single thing that it was that I wanted to get done. And as a Virgo sun, like I had my book, I had my checklist, and I was going down like bam, 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 bam. This is what needs to get done. And that's not it, is not it, especially not right now, especially not as we're going into this new age, this new world, this new life of existence. Is definitely not the move to be here trying to micromanage the universe and trying to play the role of the puppeteer on how everything needs to be and go. So I'm leery of trying to reintroduce my masculine energy back into my life, but I'm going about it in a different manner this time, trying to very easily and effortlessly interconnect and weave the aspects of my healed masculine into this process, and allowing the two, I like to say the emperor and the empress, to co-create with God source universe, rather than the masculine wanting to, grab the pen and paper and the checkbook and be like, all right. And so from 9 to 2, we're going to be doing this. And at this time and at this time and at this time, this is what happened, because that's great from like a logical standpoint, to have everything written down and to try to like time block this, that, and the third of things. But in a spiritually based world, it just does not work. And I've tried it. And if it's working for you, great, but I've tried it and it just felt restricting. And it felt like I was blocking off a lot of things, a lot of possibilities, a lot of what was divinely meant for me by doing it. Right. Because only here on this 3D world, does time exist, and outside of that, time is an illusion. Time is not real. And so trying to force the universe to comply with these like man-made rules, not only is it like a laughable situation to God source universe, but God source universe has a funny kind of sick sense of humor. So it's like, oh, you're trying to have this done between this time, it like will purposely kind of throw a wrench in your plan, or purposely delay something, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to then micromanage the universe. So I have learned my lessons from that perspective, but there are things now where I'm like, okay, when I feel the nudge to do something, when I feel the nudge to post something, when I feel the nudge to speak on something, I do it then. Even if it's like 1 or 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I do it, because that's me listening, having my feminine energy be aware to the intuitive instructions and divine guidance that I'm getting in that moment. And that's me allowing the emperor, my divine masculine energy, to take that action right then. So having this very beautiful ebb and flow, co-creative relationship between my masculine and my feminine, my emperor, my empress, my dark and my light, it's a really beautiful culmination that is coming about. And I just wanted to speak on that and tell you guys that this is something that I'm going through. I like to try to bring you into my little crazy world of things that are happening, so that, anybody that comes after me, you guys can kind of look back on these podcasts and these episodes and these videos and say, oh, I get it, and everything that I'm creating right now. It might not make sense at this moment, but at one point it will. And that's what I'm doing this for, is so that other people who come after me don't ever have to wonder what's happening, why is this going on, what do I do now, and how do I get there? And that's it. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Until the next time. Also, don't forget the New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension has launched on Amazon. And you can get it there in both the Kindle or the paperback version, but I highly recommend the paperback version so you can feel the energy that I've put into it. And then also don't forget you can sign up for my Shadow Work 3-month package, and you will get the Shadow Work 101 course involved in it. I'll enroll you in it pro bono. And yeah, a lot of great things coming around, you guys. So don't forget. And you can join the Patreon for all the other things, the long form oracle readings and going live, doing live streams at some point in the spring. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace, squad.